Hey guys, so Atlas finally released, and if you watched the last video, then you might be thinking, well, Atlas came out 13th of December, so you're a bit late on this. And whilst I wouldn't blame you, I do have a track record of putting things out late. Skeen Team 2018 coming in 2019, by the way. The game was delayed, and the game was delayed by a considerable amount, as I believe you're just about to see here in the trailer, which is ironic that it's still up on Steam. The game was meant to come out December 13th. The game was then delayed to December 18th or 19th, then to December 20th, and then to December 22nd, which was the day it finally came out. So this is already a bad start for Atlas, and a lot of people were like, okay, we'll give it some time. Maybe this is, why you don't announce the release of a game so close to the reveal of its first trailer. Especially if you are in any way related to Studio Wildcard, because their early access endeavours haven't been the greatest. So now Atlas is out. The critical reception, if you haven't already guessed, has been very, 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 very poor. Currently it sits at mostly negative on Steam. 28% of the 13.7 thousand user reviews for the game are positive, so it currently sits at mostly negative, which is generally a bad sign. There are many reasons why the game has been so negatively reviewed, but the main two seem to be that A, it's a clone of Ark, which we'll get into that later, and B, it's just not ready to be released. It's nowhere near ready. It's not a stable experience. So let's scroll down to the reviews and let's go ahead and take a look. Also, there is currently a money off discount. If you buy Atlas right now, you will save 17%. I never said it was a good sale. I presume this is probably to bump up sales a little bit more, and also to kind of endear themselves towards the player base for all the delays. Not doing a great job, especially not when the final product is how it is, which is what we'll look at right now with the user reviews. Right, so we'll start off with this one. We're going to try and look at reviews that have a reasonable amount of time in the game. I'm not going to look at reviews at like 0.5, although that is good banter. I'm going to try and look at reasonable timed reviews. So, spent 30 hours to build a schooner solo, I assume that's the type of ship. Gone in 30 seconds by a ghost ship, getting baited to the shore on a PvE server. Huge nerfs to your skill points the same day. Don't buy this game if you're playing solo. So, I lean towards that this is probably a similar experience with Ark. Obviously, I've played a lot of Ark official PvP servers, and if you are playing solo, it is near impossible to get anything done. I'd imagine it's probably the same in this game, judging by this review anyway, which already is a bad start. Let's carry on looking. Okay, we're going to look at this one here. This game started out good, it's pretty much Ark, but that's fine by me. You get some basic clothing and gear to start your tiny shipyard. Well, actually, you can only craft it, because the whole island is surrounded with shipyards of other players, making it impossible to build yours. If a player builds something, you cannot build anything near it within a 50-meter radius. So you're trapped on this small island of new players and zero adventure because you can't get off. Nice. So I have heard issues with this, and this is a big problem, that you have to build your own shipyard, from what I understand, and because players build their own shipyard, obviously, on this starting island, you can't build your own to get off. This is a major progression issue. What I'd liken this to is the bad, although extremely funny glitch at the start of The Division when that launched. I don't know if any of you remember. It was not big news, but it was a good meme for a little while, that the first room you go into where you can access the quartermaster and missions and such, only one person could speak to the quartermaster at a time. So if you were in a server with, say, 50 people, you had to get in line, and it really choked progression. It took hours and hours for people to progress. And if this is the case, exactly as review says, obviously reviews are subjective to a degree, but if this is the case, that is a huge content block for new players. So far you're probably thinking, why is this video titled as it is titled? So far I haven't really shown anything that makes Atlas seem like a scam. It does seem like a underdeveloped, not ready, badly marketed early access title. and there are plenty of them out there. But what makes Atlas a scam, where other early access titles like Scum, where a lot of the features have been buggy for a little while, are not, is summed up in this review. Just an Ark DLC with a lot of bugs. Now, if you watched the last video, which, if you didn't, the card is there, I believe. It depends if I remember to put it on. If you watched the last video, then I did say that it looked a lot like Ark DLC, Atlas. And I said that I didn't see why it had to be its own standalone game if it wasn't going to do something vastly different from Ark. And it hasn't done anything vastly different from Ark. In fact, it's done something quite bad. Something that a lot of people would probably agree is an egregious business practice. There's a menu screen from Ark in Pirate's successor, Atlas. This is an article from PC Games N. I haven't heard of them, I'm afraid, but nevertheless, we're going to take a look at this article. I have already read through it, so I do know what I'm going to see. This article's a little bit older now. Its site's user reviews were 24% positive anyway. So we're scrolling to this clip. This is what we've come to watch. So this is from the streamer Mukal, probably I'm saying that correctly. Basically, in the Atlas menus, there is a secret Ark menu. So obviously the UI is very similar. It runs on the same engine. So obviously the menus can look similar. But this is a menu directly from Ark, and it kind of shows exactly what you've bought into. So and what Atlas was designed to do. So let's just take a look at this clip.
Now we are in game with the controller. Look. Now you press bottom. There's rejoin Atlas. There's join new Atlas. There's option. There is exit. And now press 1 times more on the button, and there is a hidden button. You cannot see this. Then enter it with the A button, and you're in an Ark menu. Hello! We're playing Ark Survival Evolved.
So that opens up the Ark DLC menu. And if we look closely here, we've got, all the staple Ark maps. We've got the Island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, the Center, Ragnarok. Extinction is missing, probably because development started on this title after Aberration but before Extinction. But there is one more DLC that is not in Ark. Ocean. Now, I'm going to go out on a whim here. In fact, I'm not, because I know this is the case. If you select Ocean and click play, you'll load into Atlas. So, firstly, we must take a moment of silence for the developer that decided that just hiding the button from mouse selection and not controller selection was a good idea. You fucking idiot. And secondly, we must all collectively sigh, because any hope for this game being anything different from Ark is unfortunately squashed. This game is Ark DLC. This game is 100% Ark DLC that Wildcard decided to hand off to Grapeshot Games, their sister studio, and go, oi, sort us this DLC and then sell it as an early access title, please. And the scary thing is that this makes business sense. Ark is an old game now, old in terms of relevancy anyway, so the main subset of players left on Ark are either new players that have only just bought the game, or veterans that have 3,000 hours and various different investments into the game. There is a middle ground, of course, there are outliers on either side, but I believe that these are the two main subsets of Ark players currently. So the new players, they're not going to really want to make any extra purchases until they know they like the game, hopefully not anyway. And then the veterans will already have the season pass. So the veterans are already paid, say, $30 for the game when it was in early access. I think it was roughly around that. And then $40 for the season pass. So the funny thing here is that, seeing as a lot of Ark players now are veterans, Wildcard can't really earn any more money off them, because they've already spent all their money on the season pass and the game itself, which does entitle them to all future DLC. So you'd think, well, maybe the logical course is to therefore improve the base game, build the player base, and then add another DLC when there are more people that are likely to come and buy this DLC. You might think that would be a logical step, but it's not. The logical thing to do would be to take the DLC from our studio, give it to our sister studio, go, oi, make a game from this DLC, but don't change it too much because we don't want it to be too different and compete. And then just fucking sell it. And then in the future, when you make DLC for this DLC, sell a season pass with it. So much DLC. It is a really, really scummy practice. And, you know, people aren't falling for it. People are not happy about Atlas. And it's kind of nicer to see that people don't fall for this shit anymore. Because, you know, it's weird to think that a few years ago a lot of people would have fallen for this, and a lot of people would have gone, oh, I mean, it's similar to art, but it's got promise. It hasn't got promise. It's got the promise of wanting more money from you in the future, if that's the promise you're after, but that isn't a promise any of us should really be looking for. I think that Atlas perfectly sums up how out of touch some of the developers are, and how low they will sink to scam money out of you. Is Atlas a scam? Absolutely, from my point of view. And as I said in the last video, I'd be waiting for the reviews, and well, I won't be buying it. So that's super cool transition to make it look like I've got two cameras, when realistically I've just edited the part out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, do go ahead, leave a like, let me know in the comments how you're feeling about Atlas, and whether you'll be avoiding the game or not. I sure hope you will be, because I definitely will. I'd rather play Ark. That's kind of sad. Also, we do have a brand new Discord server for anybody that's willing to join. Whether you've just joined us now in this video, whether you've been a fan for a while, you know, feel free to come down, join us. The link is in the description. You can hang out, talk about stuff, listen to music, play games, suggest stuff for new videos, whatever you like. Again, link in the description. Anybody's absolutely welcome to join. Also, whilst you're there, do go ahead and check out the content on the channel. It's been a bit busy over the festive period for me, so I haven't really got as consistent uploads as I wanted to. I was trying to push for it, but then, you know, Christmas. Big busy times for your boy. However, we are trying to get a consistent schedule, of something of a consistent schedule, going into the new year, and push onwards and forwards. Thank you for all the support so far. It's been a good year. This isn't the last video this year. I hope not. But hopefully next year won't have as much bad gaming shit. To watch the video I've referenced a few times in this video, click right there. And then to watch a random video that I'll just add in, please just give me more views, click there. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.